Hi guys, I just wanted to tell you that yes, I did the unthinkable. I went out and got myself a job. It's funny because for the last 25 years or so, I have had a couple jobs, of course, since then. But most of the time that I was on drugs, I couldn't even say the word job. I had to spell it out, J-O-B. It was the unthinkable, the unimaginable. I just thought, what I don't want to do is have a job. But you know what? I've been sitting around here after this past 8 months of being clean, not doing anything. I visited a good friend of mine from high school. You may have seen one of my shorts has her backyard on the video. She has a beautiful home in Tesuque, just outside Santa Fe, New Mexico. But I just wanted to update you guys to let you know that I didn't fall off the face of the earth, nor did I fall off the wagon, so to speak. I've just been applying for, well, I applied for a couple jobs and I got the second one I applied for, so that's great. All I did today was a bunch of training on the computer, sat there most of the day reading and watching videos and taking tests about, general stuff. I got a job at a local sort of pharmacy retail type store here in Albuquerque, where I'm from. I couldn't do all this work on myself and do all this personal growth and just sit in my house, not sharing it with the world, or, you have to become back part of the world again, the sober world, or the world that's not toxic. I mean, I don't think it is, but it's not going to be as toxic as the places I've been in the past, having gone through so much. Recently, one of my other friends died, one of the people that I actually cared for, that probably still did drugs. I don't know, I haven't talked to him in about 9 months, but he passed away the other day. I'm very sad about that. My condolences to Todd and his family, his daughter, his ex, and the rest of his family, who I believe most of them live out of town, but sorry to hear about that. That's all I really wanted to say. I just wanted to update you guys and let you know that I'm doing okay. I'm still clean, obviously. That's going to be the case from now on, and I just wanted to update you guys for anybody interested who wanted to know what happened to me, because I haven't made a video in a few weeks, and I've only made very few, but still I'm going to continue to make more, just so you guys know that you can quit drugs and you can get back on your feet, and it's not as difficult as it might sound or feel like sometimes. I was surprised, I was happily surprised that I passed the background check, despite charges that were not convictions, but enough time had passed since I've had any convictions. I had a couple of misdemeanor convictions back in 2014, something like that. It's been 16 years or something like that. So I passed the background check. I was happy about that, and obviously the drug test was passed. So it's awfully nice to go to a drug test and not have to worry about whether or not you're going to pass. That was a plus. So it's never too late to change and make changes. That's my message to y'all too. Is I'm 55 years old. Haven't worked in quite some time. The only jobs I've had in the past 15 years are sort of the personal home care aide, whatever, for people that I knew, or for people that I knew somebody. So twice removed, I knew them somehow. And so I've had a couple of those jobs. Otherwise, looking for a job was never a consideration for me, because it's impossible, for me at least. I can only speak for myself, but it was impossible to hold a job down while on drugs. Is just, it's not conducive to that. So I'm excited to get up and move my body around. I've been sitting on my ass this whole time, pretty much. I've had a few tests. One of the tests, sort of test, I call it a test. It's not really a test, it's just something that may happen when you quit doing drugs. The first few months, within the first 3 months, I had gained quite a bit of weight, which is probable if you're doing meth most of the time and then you quit doing meth, you're gonna gain weight, obviously. So now I'm like woman size. I went from a size 4 to a size 10, which is not unreasonable. But I got tired of sitting around, and well, the reason why I call that a test, by the way, is because I know how to lose weight just like that if I wanted to, but that was never a temptation for me. I know I'm done. I'm I don't have any desire to go back to doing drugs whatsoever. Now, another test that came along was shingles. Oh, that pain was the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. It started internally, like inside my stomach. I thought I may have had appendicitis or independicitis. Did you hear that? That's pretty funny. I thought I may have had appendicitis or needed emergency surgery of some sort because it felt urgent. I went to urgent care one time and they couldn't find anything through the blood tests and stuff like that. And then the next day I noticed it hurt so bad. They just gave me like some mild pain medication, which I did not like because I could feel when it wore off immediately and the pain would start to come back. What got me through that part, the pain, was super hot baths, usually in the middle of the night because I could not sleep at all. But then the next day I found a little rash on part of my stomach here, and then a little bit more started to show up, and my mom said that she used to be a nurse and she said that it could be shingles. So I looked it up and I was like, okay, maybe that's it. And then by that night I had a rash just like a little belt, but it's only on half. It's so strange because it's literally only on half of your body, absolutely nothing on the other half. That's one sign that it could be shingles. But the pain was so massive, and I knew that the thought did cross my mind as I was begging for the pain to go away, praying and things like that, you know, what things you do when you're in pain. And I thought, I know what would make it feel better. Drugs would make it feel better. But even then, it wasn't a real thought. I wasn't going to call anybody because that's all it takes sometimes. Anybody who's done drugs knows if you want to do drugs, all you got to do is make a phone call and someone will be here at your house or wherever, meet you somewhere and provide, you know. But that it crossed my mind briefly, knowing that that would make me feel better, but still the desire was just not there. I'd rather endure the pain and take the hot baths and get through it because I knew I could. And once I went to urgent care again the next night, and they were able to provide me with the necessary medications to manage the shingles better and get rid of it. And so it didn't last too long. It was probably a total of 2 weeks with about 5 days of intense pain, internal pain. That was the hard part. The rash wasn't so bad, honestly. It was a little irritating. I was wearing loose clothing and stuff like that because it would bother my skin, but it really wasn't that bad. So those are 2 of the tests. I think that's about it as far as that goes. I know I don't have the desire to do it again whatsoever. And I'm proud of myself for everything I've been through and everything I've, overcome, so to speak. So anybody out there looking for a little ray of hope, it's here. Trust me, it can be done. You just got to work on yourself. You need to spend time alone to do so. Don't forget that. So anyways, that's all. Just a little life update for y'all. I hope you have a good one. Take care. I love you. Bye.